All right, we're starting our Facebook Live just about 2 minutes early so that everybody can have time to tune in for Jesse's amazing talk about Lagerstroemia speciosa, which is the crepe myrtle. And it's right behind us, and it is flowering right now, and it's gorgeous in color, especially if you love pink, which I do. So
yeah, it's got a great color to it, and you can actually check out this tree when you're driving over the Pali from Townside to Kailua. There's one that's on the left-hand side about halfway up. Check it out. They have some at Foster Botanical Garden. Ho'omalahia has some, and then their street tree plantings in Mililani, I think.
Okay.
So they're around. But yeah, it's really a tree to enjoy throughout all the seasons.
Excellent. And we're over here on our Great Lawn. We have another minute so that we can look and see our crepe myrtle over there. And we can see all of our other lovely foliage over here. It's a wonderful day here. And those of you who don't know, we are open to the public. We are taking reservations. So you need to go to our website to be able to sign up for Eventbrite to schedule your time to come and visit. But you will be able to come and visit for a block of about 2 hours. And each reservation slot, there's only 10, can house up to 4 people. So come and see us. We are definitely open. And so now it is 10 o'clock, so we're going to start our Facebook Live officially. My name is Hadley Anderson. I'm the education specialist here at Lyon Arboretum. And with me today is Jesse Adams, our botanic gardener. You might remember him from a couple of other sessions a while ago. But we're talking today about, and you say it better than I do, so.
Lagerstroemia speciosa. It goes by a couple different common names, most commonly crepe myrtle. These are really well-known street trees in Charleston, other areas of the South. They're also used as street trees in Southeast Asia, where it's native to. Scientific name Lagerstroemia, there's a really cool backstory. Celebrating today, July 1st, this is when Charles Darwin and Alfred Russel Wallace read their theory on natural selection to the Linnaean Society. So the connection is Linnaeus actually named this tree, and it's after his friend, this guy Carl von Lagerström, who worked for the Swedish East India Company. You don't really think of Sweden as a colonial power that's kind of random, but they did have interest in Southeast Asia. They actually had some colonies in America too, which really blew my mind. I didn't know that, so.
A lot of good information.
Yeah.
And even just the common name can be picked apart a bit too, because a lot of people know it as a crepe myrtle. I grew up in the South, so I knew it as crepe myrtle, spelled kind of like the dessert, C-R-E-P-E. But I come to know that the common name should be spelled crepe as in grape, so C-R-A. And I learned that the common name should also be a compound word, so it shouldn't have a space in between. Otherwise, you're alluding to the fact that it should be part of the Myrtus genus. So,
which it's not.
So, things that are in their common name that sound like they're supposed to be part of one genus or one family need to be compounded in order to show that they are actually not part of that family when it comes to scientific names, which is, that was a lot to take in, so.
But all good information.
Yeah, exactly.
So in China, where this tree is native to, it's also known as 100 Days Red because it'll actually keep its blossoms that you can see right here for about 100 days. So it's really cool. The crepe comes from crepe paper. Notice how the petals are kind of wrinkled. And then also they have these clawed petals. So it has this extension here at the bottom. The petal doesn't go all the way to the bottom. So it's in the family Lythraceae, and that's one of the diagnostic characters for that, for all you plant nerds out there. Throughout the season, obviously when it's flowering, it's really easy to appreciate this species, but it has a really nice form to it. So it's a deciduous tree. It loses its leaves in the dry season and has this really great growth form, has really cool bark that exfoliates, so it kind of peels off and you get this multicolored bark going on. When it gets its flush of new leaves, it'll be kind of reddish to garnet color, so just really striking. And there's a ton of cultivars out there. You guys can grow this in your yard. You could even grow it in a container. They get from 20 to 50 feet tall. and resist the urge to prune this. I know a lot of people like to kind of deadhead things to encourage a lot of growth. Ladrastromia actually flowers from both new and old growth, so resist the urge to prune it back really hard.
I think I've seen back when I was in Florida, a lot of people pruning them back way hard.
yeah, no, what is that, coat racking is what they call it, where it just looks like a coat rack. Don't do that.
So you can keep it.
But yeah, since we're kind of getting close to 4th of July, some other fun factoids about the tree. George Washington actually had this at Mount Vernon. Back in 1759, he requested seeds for the plantations. So unfortunately, the species he requested were tropical and they didn't grow so well there. But yeah, it was a French botanist that brought it to America. And before that, it was grown at Royal Botanic Gardens, Kew in England. And due to their stereotypical kind of gloomy weather, it never really flowered much, so they didn't get to see it in all of its splendor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So what is a tropical plant being from Southeast Asia? Ish?
Oh. Sorry? What was the question?
Is it a tropical plant from being, well, it's confirming that it's a tropical plant being from Southeast Asia, right? Yes.
So anywhere, if we were to like imagine a map, you got Australia down here, and then Indonesia, and then the kind of peninsular Southeast Asia, Thailand, Burma, that whole zone. From there, and then it does kind of range up into temperate China as well. It's been cultivated since the Tang Dynasty. It was really popular as a palace and a temple tree. And they did some some archaeology, paleontology, fossil evidence where they found out that it's been there since the Miocene, which was 23 to 2.6 million years ago.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, crazy.
Right. It's been around quite a long time.
Yeah.
Excellent. Cool.
Yeah. So these guys do really well from cuttings. So if you know somebody with a tree, obviously ask them first before you take cuttings. But that's the best way to do it. With a lot of cultivated things, and it could be any cultivated plant really, you don't want to grow them from seed. The reason being is they're not going to be true to the parent plant, so they might not be as colorful, they might not be as showy. So when you do a cutting, you're actually cloning that plant, so you're making sure that you get the exact stock, whatever it is.
Why would that be? Just because the seeds would have, they could be pollinated from other trees and things like that? And...
Exactly.
Okay.
Plants can be promiscuous.
Some of them are self-pollinators, some of them are not. So, any case. All right, great. That's a really great thing to know. And what other colors do the crepe myrtles come in? I think I know ours is pink, but
everywhere from lavender to white. So lavender to your pinks, to your reds, to your whites. I think one species, indica, is like a really nice red. So definitely look, see what's around. In terms of where you can buy this on island, I have to admit I don't really know. So maybe check out, like Kolau Farmers. Doesn't strike me as something that Fukuda Seed would have, but just feel free to call around, ask around for that.
But it's something that grows fairly well in Hawaii. I mean, a lot of things grow really well in Hawaii. But...
It does, and one of the great things about it being out here in Hawaii is it loves acidic soils, and we have all this like rich volcanic soil that has a really low pH, so it's acidic, so it loves growing here. The only thing that you got to be careful with it, it's really resistant to insect pests and whatnot, which is also an added plus for us out here. But you do need to have it in an area where there's a lot of airflow. These guys are highly susceptible to mildew. So yeah, we don't want the leaves to get all mildewed out. That could kill the tree. So just make sure it's in a well-ventilated area. Also make sure there's good drainage. You don't want the roots to get too soggy.
Which seems like appropriate since it's doing so well on our Great Lawn. Our Great Lawn slopes down, so there's pretty good drainage. It's also not back where we get a lot of the rain in the rainforest, so it's well aerated.
Well aerated, yep. And
excellent.
Yeah, like Hadley was mentioning earlier, do take advantage of this time right now to come up here, book an appointment, come see us. It's so great because there's not a lot of folks up here and you really get to enjoy the Arboretum to yourself, There's really nobody in the Great Lawn right now. So come up here, have a picnic. The Ladrastromia is a great tree to have a picnic under. There's a nice bench under there. Check it out. But really on these beautiful days where it's partially cloudy, this is the time to come,
Unfortunately, our waterfall is a little dry, but because it has been dry. But that's also good hiking weather because it's not muddy. So
true.
Gotta take some good with some drawbacks.
And in addition to the Ladrostromia, some of the other plants we have on the grounds that are flowering right now is all of our gingers are going off. So our true torch gingers, Rosa Siam, all the Alpinias, the Tahitian gingers, shell gingers, those are all going off. So it's an excellent time to come check that out. A couple of other trees are going off. The Morswitzia in the background, there's a tree with really bright red flowers. For the botany nerds, those are technically bracts. But they look like flowers. They're pretty beautiful, but those guys are going off. Our heliconias are in full bloom, and this year is a great year to check out heliconias here because due to COVID and the lack of graduation ceremonies, we actually have all of our flowers. So, because we donate our flowers to Punahou, Midpack, UH, a lot of other high schools. So they're still on the ground, so you could come check them out, see that, do all the hikes. We're working on a lot of our trails. We're putting down rocks so you guys aren't in the mud.
Yeah, the trails are really, really nice right now. There's been a lot of maintenance going on, so...
Spice Hill looks amazing.
Spice Hill does look amazing.
Well, thank you.
Jesse's done a lot of work on Spice Hill, as well as other parts of our grounds department have been working with that too.
Totally.
As long as the chickens stay away and don't mess up all the nice work you've been doing.
Totally.
Well, we are at our time. So, Jesse, anything else to add?
No, I mean, just, check us out. I know I said that a whole bunch during this section, but seriously, it is great. It's awesome weather today. So get on there, come up this afternoon, come see us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jesse, for your time.
Thanks for having me.
No, it's always a pleasure. As Jesse said, please come up and see us. If you need any updates on what we're doing here at the Arboretum, please check out our website, and we'll try to keep you updated on social media as well. And we want to say aloha, and we'll see you not next week because we're going to take a break because we've got camp, and it is taking a lot out of me over there at camp. Oh, only 10 kids, but they need a lot of attention. So it's a good time. So we'll see you the week after next. Clancy's going to give us a rundown of our next step in Hale building. He taught us how to make a shaka. We'll see what he's got in store for us next time. Bring your cord with you, and we'll see you the week after next. I hope you have a great holiday. Ahui ho.